Morning, guys. March 30th here out of Cocodrie. We are headed to the stomping grounds right now. We finally got the light and variable winds we're looking for. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I got a suspicion this is going to be a beatdown. Y'all stay tuned.
Keep On Casting is brought to you by Thibodaux Regional Medical Center. Bronco Industries, leading the field in industrial construction and fabrication. Real Outfitters, proud to be the first family-owned tackle store in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
We got some shrimp. It'll be our first one of the year. Not the way I like to start it now. Where you at? Another red. That's a sheep. Got a shepherd. Got a shepherd. A lonely shepherd. Oh, that's beautiful. South Louisiana beauty right there, boy. Don't let that bad boy go. Let him live. Look at that, Dom. Little VMC, 6-knot. 6-aught, not knot. Strongest hook on the market right there, no doubt. Bury that bad boy in the shrimp. No hardware. Natural as can be. And strong as can be. Won't rust either. But don't go buy them, because they hard to find. I'll let you have them, that's fine. You're my guest. My other guest, I'd like him to have one as well. What's the species, baby? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it.
What a gentleman.
Gator.
Cranking that bad boy.
We got a gator. Be a catfish. Nice catfish, baby.
Catfish.
It's every time. He catches one, you take his spot, he takes his time, I go to the back, I get in the gate. I'm going in the back. I ain't even casting from the front on this one. Now come on, B3. Oh my God, did you see that sucker? Did you see that sucker, Dom? Whoo, woo. Now that got me fired up, I gotta keep quiet. Yeah, oh yeah, ain't no catfish, Cap. It's the size I like. This is what I need in my life. Okay, he ain't close to 3, but he's a keeper. He's a little 14, 15 incher. I got a partner in the boat. I can't help it.
You don't know that guy you can talk to?
I don't know him. I know his brother well. Good guy. Good guy. We like to call him Brother Mitch. Start off the morning here in Lake Powray, fishing with some good friends of mine, Brian McGee with Gator Coolers and David Stock with his insurance company, Stock and Carrillo. Start the morning off a little slow here in Lake Powray, not to be unexpected here. Good news is we're heading south. We're gonna go to Caillou Island, see what happens there, waste a little time before we get on that 9 o'clock bite. We'll head to Wine Island. So I do think it'll pick up. We got nothing but time. We got great conditions for the first time in a long time, so we'll find them. Just stay tuned and we'll come back to you.
Recently, I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Garret Graves about current coastal conditions and restoration efforts. Here's what he had to say.
We live in an engineered system, the Mississippi River. We live in an engineered system. So all these people that talk about, oh, we just need a, organic, let everything, yes, there's a degree of that. There is, and certainly there's a lot we can learn from Mother Nature and how Louisiana was created, but you also have to recognize that part of this system, in fact, the main part of it, the Mississippi River, is an engineered system. You've got to have other engineered systems to kind of go along with it. You can't just have engineered Mississippi River and then everything else is natural. It's not going to be sustainable.
Right. Right now in Louisiana, we're talking about lowering. You hear the talks the last couple of years, certainly really heated up now about decreasing the limit of speckled trout. And my biggest gripe is the sample sites are using are 25 years old.
Yeah.
Fish move, just like you said, islands change, so do the sample sites. Nobody seems to pay attention to that. We never have a problem catching fish. You know what I mean? You got to hustle. You have to do things. Now, population, human population, boat population is always an issue. It'll shut them down temporarily, but they don't leave. No one has once talked about sample sites, or still these sample sites we've been using for many, many, many years that just aren't any good anymore.
Yeah.
So your data is flawed, but you're going to lower a limit. You know, and not that I'm for or against. It's really not the issue. The issue is your data accurate? I don't believe it is.
Yeah.
Not even close. Same thing with red snapper.
So, you know, South Louisiana is it's a blessing and a curse because, you know, you talked about this place becoming a destination. People come from all over the place. In fact, I got a text from a congressman just 2 days ago saying, "Hey, I'm in South Louisiana fishing." I mean, just a guy from obviously a different state. People come here all the time. It's a great destination. But here's the deal. There is nowhere else in the United States where the recreational fishers play such a huge role in the overall kind of, you know, harvesting of fish. The Gulf of Mexico is one of a kind. So all these other places, they largely manage the fisheries based upon the commercial fishing sector. Here, the recreational side is a huge component. And so it's a game changer. And just like we discovered just a few days ago with red snapper, which we all knew anecdotally was the deal, we've got to learn more about the fish habitat. We've got to be dynamic in our sampling sites and in our understanding. We've got to continue striving to make sure we have the best data. Because look, I love to catch, and I'm not as good as you are, but I love to catch. But we've got to make sure that we manage the fisheries in a way that's sustainable, that where my kids, where your kids, where grandkids can all make sure that they enjoy what we do.
That's my issue. I'm going, is it gluttonous to come back with 50 fillets for Matt? Because you tell me it's 10, I'm going to catch 10, or attempt to catch 10. You tell me it's 25, I'm a competitor, I'm going to catch 25. Do I need it? You know, and then I get to the whole issue of male reproduction, sizes. I see what happens when throwbacks are in play.
Can we have government come in and micromanage and say, all right, Matt, you know, here's the deal. Yes, you can catch, 25 specs per trip, but you can only catch 200 a year. Like, you know, I mean, do we really want to have the federal government come in, or is there a better balance here to where, we can just exercise a little bit of discretion ourselves and say, all right, I got my front door freezer that's completely full of fish. I now bought my deep chest freezer and I'm filling that thing up. Like, you know, at some point you're like, okay, this is crossed the line. You know, I think we've all got to practice some degree of management, of conservation of the resources, and not be ridiculous in what we're doing. I don't think that's government's job. I think that we can exercise good discretion on our own and do the right thing. Now, going back to your point though, the most important thing that we can do is make sure that we have good data. Good data results in good management practices. Bad data or incomplete data results in bad management. And we've got to make sure that we continue to update, upgrade, and improve the data sets that we're getting to make sure that we've got the best management practices we can.
One thing I wish we did have more here, I never see a presence of game wardens. You know, and I'm not blaming anyone, it's just a funding issue. But I do know this, when we were hunting in Arkansas, it's the norm to get checked. Not say the norm. You're going to get checked quite a few times a year, which is good. That means they're policing and keeping people from stuffing 80 trout for 2 people into a boat. So we do have a big shortage of that. I wish we had more. That is no one's fault. I understand it's a financial issue, but I think some of us, not all, would like to see a more of a presence of people that can regulate, make sure people are, because let's face it, as much as I agree with you there needs to be self-restraint, there needs to be accountability for the individual. Many people don't abide by those rules, man. And I can't fish with people who do that. If I fish with people and I see them attempt to throw a beer can out, you know, that's just not, I don't agree with that, man. It bothers me. And those are the same people that are catching 50 trout when your limit's 25 or 90 when you got 2 people on the boat. And it drives me crazy. There's just no point.
You are exactly right. I totally agree with you. Making sure that there's an accountability mechanism. It's the whole trust but verify. And we do need to have folks out there doing it.
A simple self-check on a cell phone.
Yeah.
And that's easy to have an app that we could download. Hey, what'd you catch today? Where were you? I was in Lake Rackerson. We had 22 fish, 22 trout. And it doesn't need to be any more than that. I don't think you need to get an inch-wise, but it would help. Well, last thing before we eat something here, any neat projects on the horizon that you could disclose?
Well, yeah, so, we were talking, I think before we started, so over off Terrebonne, we did the largest Bear Island project in Louisiana history.
At Whiskey Pass?
Yeah, Whiskey. We did $110 million, and it's amazing. You can go Elmer's, Caminada, Fouchon, across there, and that's still underway in terms of the back barrier marsh components, but that is the largest coastal restoration project in Louisiana history. By the time it's done, it's going to be well over $200 million. I mean, that entire area coming in. So there is a lot going on. There's restoration work that's way over on the east side, North Breton. That project is going to get somewhere over about $40 million invested in it, doing restoration work over there. So there's a ton going on. The neat thing is we're getting a lot better at it. We're figuring out how to use some of these kind of natural features like oyster reefs and engineer them in a way to where you're creating redfish habitat, to where you're getting cleaner water because the oysters are filtering them out. You're getting carbon sequestration in the oyster shells. You're helping to direct wave energy. And I mean, we're getting really good at figuring out how to use different tools in the toolbox in a way where you get multiple wins or benefits. And ultimately, I think that through some of the river reconnection projects, the engineered oyster reefs, some of the vegetation work we're doing, we're going to be able to reduce the dead zone. We're going to be able to have more areas than just the Atchafalaya or the bird's foot, the only two areas that are really growing in Louisiana. I think we're going to be able to add a lot more areas that are actually growing and not just see all of this loss of habitat, loss of coast.
Well, man, we really appreciate what you do for us down here, as well as Chip Klein with the CRPA. We look forward to the big things that y'all have coming. So it's been a great experience.
Looking forward to getting out on the water with you.
Oh, we gotta do it, man. We're gonna do it.
All right, folks, today we're gonna cook some duck poppers. Dominic brought me some ducks over, some ringnecks, some Weegians. This is just the breast, and the way they stored them, they put them in spices already. You had some Cajun spices in there, a little Worcestershire, and you let them marinate in, or you freeze pack them in that, vacuum pack them. They get a really good taste right out the bag. These have the skin on them, so we're gonna take that off to make these little poppers. If you're just cooking them on the grill, you can cook them with the skin, but duck skin doesn't taste that good, so you wanna get that off there before you cook them. So once again, these are duck breasts, pre-marinated. I'm gonna go ahead and get the skin off of them. So anytime you got a duck recipe like this, it's a nice thing to have at the hunting camp. And once again, the way we vacuum pack these things, they're pretty much ready to go straight out the bag. The duck hunting has been a little bit slow here in South Louisiana these past few years, and the popularity of the sport has just gone sky high since all the TV shows with all the duck hunters and everything. But I think what's happening is a lot of the ducks are staying up north because some podnas go up to Oklahoma and Kansas and all those spots up there, and a lot of the farmers are flooding these cornfields and basically just feeding the ducks. So they even have some pumps up there that'll keep the water warm so that the ducks don't ever have to come down even if it freezes. They got warm water no matter what. So I almost forgot the most important part, which is the jalapenos. This is gonna be the vehicle that we're gonna put everything in. You definitely wanna get the seeds out of these because the seeds are the hot part. I'm gonna cut these into more or less bite size little pieces. All right, now we're gonna cut the duck, and more or less you wanna cut it into pieces that'll fit on there. All right. So we're going to take a spoon, dip out the cream cheese, and a lot of people know this recipe because this is widely used in hunting camps. Go ahead and take a little piece of duck, put it on there, and the final step is the bacon, and I like to get Wright's bacon. Yeah, it looks like a half a piece ought to be plenty. take that, make a wrap or two. Got our toothpicks ready to go. And a little water. We'll go ahead and stick that in there. And they are ready to go. So there's one. I'll start working on some more. Same thing. A little bacon makes everything taste better for sure. All right, guys, this is the finished product. We had a couple of duck breasts left. We're gonna go ahead and throw those on the grill. These are duck poppers wrapped in bacon, cream cheese, jalapenos. Put those on the Traeger grill, see how it goes. So we got the Traeger grill ready to go. I put it on about 370. I find this is a great grill. Becky loves this grill because she just comes out here and turns it on. As long as she puts pellets in it, which she forgets every now and then. But it's easy to cook on, got it ready to go. Pellet fed grill. I'm gonna go ahead and put the poppers on there. And it's kind of common sense, but you wanna put them with the duck facing up so that that cream cheese doesn't all melt out. So we ready to go. Traeger grill, set on 370. Wait for it to cook. We've had these poppers cooking for a good long time, probably about 45 minutes. I put them up to 380 just to let them crisp up a little bit. And this Traeger grill cooks really evenly. It puts out a lot of heat, and so we didn't even have to flip them over. And I always judge it when they're ready, when the bacon's done. So these are ready to go. That's one good thing about the Traeger grill. I find the big green egg for steaks and stuff, I like it better because it really grills, gets hot underneath, but this one gets hot all over. So like I said, we can cook these whole things without having a lot of mess. All right, guys, we finished up with the duck poppers. We got a little bit of low sugar sweet chili. Looks like it's I can't read this, G. Hughes, but this is really good. You can get this at Rouse's. We're gonna give them a try. That's on fire. Y'all gotta try this. You can find this recipe and more at keeponcastingtv.com.
Ain't no telling what I just pulled off the bottom. Six-aught VMC. That's the ticket right there. Little bitty hooks. Buried in the shrimp. Here with fluorocarbon. Minimal hardware, more fish. People think all the time that you need to have massive hooks, and it couldn't be more opposite. These things will get a chance to get way in their stomach. Stainless steel, built like a rock. VMC 6-aught. What's it feeling like? No decent? That's good, that's good. That's a pretty cat, baby. Pretty cat. I like him. I love him. I love him. I'm dating him. I want him. Watch your eyes. Everybody in the parish, we triple hooked.
Oh no!
Hey, Dom, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Dom. I got his coverage. I knew it was coming. He's strong back there. Did he break? No, he didn't. Hey, buddy. Oh, yes. I like him. That's some 15 inches. I call my friends. We had a double. Keyword, we had a double. But Mr. Gator, he's strong up there. He likes to really set his hooks. Really set his hooks. Tell you what though, got 2 rides recently built at Swampland. I didn't even outfit them yet with a reel, but they sure do feel good.
Watch the toes.
I'm gonna throw your weapon here, Dom. Hey, I don't know. Duck. Everybody in the parish duck. Oh my God. We'll put him right on there, right on there. Bam. Whoop. It's gonna work. It's going to work. We got these 12:30 fish coming in the boat right here. We thought it'd be a little late today. Starting to hold true. He's close though, man. Yeah, yep. Let's see. Oh, he's gonna cut it. He gonna cut it for sure. Let me rephrase that, for sure. Yo. Yep. Over there. Yeah, man. Easy boy. Easy boy. It's a nice fish. Very nice fish. You got that thing. Thank you for that, Brian.
Quel espoir et quel avenir nous autres va voir. Où mets-toi la belle, toi tu vas m'aimer. Ça me fait pas rien, ça ils m'ont dit. Tu vas venir avec moi à la maison. On va rester la balance nos jours ensemble.
Brian finally caught one today, so I'm gonna yeah, and he shuts his mouth for me. Unbelievable. This guy really hooks him when he hooks him, I tell you. All right, guys, 3 p.m. We're back at the launch. We had a successful trip. Headed out south today. We fished Garret. We fished right south of West Timberleer. We even went out to Wine Island. Trout weren't as stacked as I thought they may be, but it is March 31st, so it's quite early for them to be there, but we do have some great trips this early this time of year. All in all, great trip. Good time on the water with my buddies David and Brian. Always a pleasure to fish with these guys. We look forward to the next trip on the water. Won't be too long till we're back out here. But until then, remember to keep on casting.